Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the delay. We're here to talk Philip Rivers as a potential option as a head coach for the Buffalo Bills. I don't know what is going on here, but I'm not saying I don't like Rivers being involved in an organization, but yeah, this is a wild situation for sure. Not something we want. I will tell you this. I don't think Josh Allen can really be held down. Josh Allen would carry his own weight no matter what's going on. But in terms of winning games and all that, it's a wild situation. We might be a little light on some of the graphics and such tonight, going through some tech issues. I apologize again for the delay. We probably won't be here too long tonight anyway, but we'll be back at midnight Eastern, hopefully full force with all the bells and whistles. But the Fantasy Football Show begins right now. The 8 p.m. Eastern, delayed about an hour show begins right now. Hopefully the intro works.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So this report surfaced a little while ago. It's been making the rounds on social media. And here we have this one here is from Schefter reposting it from the Bills. We have completed an interview with Philip Rivers for head coaching position. Now, they could just be taking this, I mean, if Philip Rivers applied, would I listen? I'd probably have him in the building just to pick his brain, Maybe there's some way you're trying to get him involved in the organization and say, hey, look, this is an aspiration of yours. We have no problem, but trying to get you into the family here. But the only thing that concerns me here is Brandon Beane. And Brandon Beane gets rid of McDermott as a scapegoat, and Brandon Beane gets elevated to president of football operations. Now, if anybody's capable of making a weird hire, it would be Brandon Beane. And Brandon Beane having more power seems wild, So, it's not that we don't like Philip Rivers. It's not that Philip Rivers couldn't be a good head coach someday. But he's not ready to just jump straight into a Buffalo Bills head coaching job. It's not something that you do. You just don't do this. You don't just bring in a play. He just played. Like he's coaching high school. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. We'll see. But if anybody thinks I'm like running away from Josh Allen, no matter what they do, I'm not, because Josh Allen right now is priced into a territory that he's protected no matter what. If things improve for him, he wins you leagues at third round value. But this is wild. It definitely could limit some of that ability to get you back maybe a first round equivalent in hindsight value, but you're still getting your second, late second, mid second, early third value no matter what happens. But I don't think they hire Rivers as head coach. I think, look, Josh Allen is going to be heavily involved in this decision. I don't think this is what he wants. I think maybe he wants him to be a part of this thing and maybe, grows into it. But I don't think this is a Josh Allen request. And Josh Allen should very much get what he wants in this scenario. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, would love to see him a part of the organization and the family, but this is not it. We'll open the phone lines pretty quickly. We don't have much to go over today. Today was a this is a good day to have things break. Here's the Paulie market on the Super Bowl odds, or what people are throwing down. 39% is getting the Seahawks vote. Rams 27, Patriots 27, Broncos 7. Interesting. To even drop anything like those Bronco ones, I don't know if that was before like Knicks. I don't know when this data was calculated, but Seahawks are trending, man. And they're exciting. Like, it's hard to say. Let me see I don't even know if I can pull this up. Let's see if this will pull up. I don't know what I have working. Okay, that works. That's good. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm thinking anymore. Seahawks are trending. Seahawks are dangerous. Rams are dangerous. New England Patriots are dangerous. Denver's not. Stidham's getting all kinds of buzz in the media. It's wild, man. Let's see if this works. Okay. Let's see if this head coaching carousel Yeah, that doesn't work. Look at that. Oh, there it is. It popped back up. Okay. For me, it was like frozen. That works. Let's see if we've got the running back. Running back free agent board not popping up for me. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. Wide receiver free agent board. Oh, there's the running back free agent board. Where's the wide receiver free agent board? Let's see. There it is. Okay. Everything's just jacked up, man. I don't know. Hopefully I figure out some of the bugs I've had the last couple days. There's a lot of things I have going on. Most shows don't have the amount of moving parts we have. So it's nothing that I'm missing it. There's just a lot of plugins and things that don't play nice sometimes. When you upgrade, you obviously have, some things advancing past other things, and things don't always play nice. So the risk of upgrades, but sometimes you got to do it, and sometimes things are good. Some Homer has money every year on the Hawks to win. Yeah, man, somebody's gonna make bank on that. Hire Bill Belichick. No, thank you, bro. The game's passed Bill by. Come on, just like a past Pete Carroll by. This is a quick hitting NFL now. This is a pre-snap motion NFL. This is an NFL that honestly we're wondering, like, if Gruden came back. I don't even know if Gruden would do well in this NFL. And so a lot of people are throwing out old time names that I just don't think they work anymore. Even Tomlin, to a degree, Tomlin needs to have the right OC. If he has the right OC, then I think the game won't pass Tomlin by because he's not calling plays or trying to manhandle everything, But Tomlin's not going to coach this year. Tap into the phone line. I don't know if the phone line number is working. Let me see. Nope. No, I don't even have that. Jeez, man. Let me see if I can find it though. Because it's not being called. The page isn't being called, but I can't. See if I can find it somewhere. I can do it. Call into the show. Call into the show. You have the phone number, you have it. If you don't, you don't. Stafford over Darnold, of course, but Seahawks defense over everybody. That's what it's about. Anybody saying, oh, Darnold can't do it, I mean, maybe he can't, but good thing is he doesn't have to. This is a Seahawks defense versus everybody else game. This is Darnold not dropping back and throwing 55 times. This is, let's keep Darnold in a lower regiment and let's win this game via defense. It's stopping the Rams and then scoring 21 points. Now, New England's an interesting matchup for Seattle, but it's still going to be tough. I mean, this might be the year defense wins championships. It doesn't always happen, but this might be the year it happens because I just think their defense is so good. Tomlin goes to college. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know. I think he's taking a year off. I mean, I think that's already been made abundantly clear. That it might be a booth. It might be he takes a full year off. Who knows? I mean, I highly doubt he's just going to go to... I don't think he's going to... Anything can happen. Anybody can change their mind, too. They can say one thing and do another, but I don't know why everybody's so eager to suggest that Tomlin's going to coach an NFL team somewhere, or he's got to get traded, number one. Like, they have his rights, and they'll be trading him much like Sean Payton was traded out of New Orleans when he decided to come back. So it's a process, number one. It's not an easy, like, you just come back in and you're good to go. Not to mention all the jobs are getting, taken left and right. So, but interesting how everybody's got a take on what Tomlin's going to do. Travis, you're live?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, like, I'd love to see the Rivers thing just because it's pure entertainment, and I mean, I think he can coach a NFL offense. He knows offense and all that, but I don't trust, Bean, and in return, I question the ownership a little because they basically allowed like you said, them to scapegoat McDermott, even though I'm not even a big McDermott guy either. But the whole situation was just strange.
Yeah, I'm not.
And
I'm not a big McDermott guy either. But yeah, he's definitely scapegoated. There's too many people. By the way, the volume should have increased. I got issues. I've had issues for 3 days. I think I should have it worked out by tonight or tomorrow. But bear with me as we work through some technical upgrades and such. Even my mic was down again until right now when I just checked it. So we'll be getting it fixed and worked out. But sorry, go ahead, Travis.
Oh yeah, and so like I do wonder if it is just to appease Allen and like throw him a bone because him and Rivers get along well, and like, you know, I mean, I think he'll have a say in the coach, but you know, is this part of them just trying to appease him and keep him happy, and then they go and hire, you know, who knows who? I don't know. I don't think they can afford to, but again, I don't know what to trust over there until I see it.
I just don't understand, like Brandon being kept is wild in itself. Being promoted to president of football operations is like, it's almost like the cleaning lady who's cleaning your dad's house and all of a sudden is head of the wheel, you know, right when he's not doing too well, and all of a sudden the cleaning lady who's been by 7 times the house just visited him 7 times, all of a sudden has the cars that, like, I just feel like Brandon Beane, for this guy to be put in more power and to get rid of a head coach that everybody loves, whether we necessarily believe that McDermott could have got this team where it needed to go. I don't think it's necessarily a mistake to move away from McDermott, as long as they go in a Dable direction, a direction that Josh Allen wants. I'm fine with whatever ends up happening with you know, the situation, the head coaching job. But clearly Beane is a problem, and upstairs they don't know that. Upstairs they're completely bamboozled by him. And the fact that he's now got more power and he's just sitting there at the top, I don't know what I'd do if I was a Bills fan. Like inside Buffalo, I'm a Bills fan, but I don't know what I'd do if I was like season ticket holder, like entrenched in this thing. It would be so hard to watch this internally, you know, for those dedicated hardcore fans that have season tickets and they're watching this thing. Like now the one saving grace though is if let's say they hire Dable and then Josh Allen and Dable are able to guide the ship, and Beane is more of a let me step back a little and take their advice and make it my own idea, you know, because maybe he's going to let them decide it, take all the credit, and they're like, whatever. But he doesn't know what he's doing, obviously. So is he going to make decisions or let others make decisions for him? I don't know. Our only hope is that Dable gets in position, they draft the right guys, they make the right trade, and then it doesn't matter. Like, look at Philly. Philly's being controlled by Sirianni with one of the best GMs in football, one of the best arrays of talent in football, and Sirianni's handicapping the team, and yet they're still winning. So, like, there's a possibility that Josh Allen can overcome the Brandon Beane situation, but it's certainly not great right now.
Yeah, the draft will be a big part of it too, because like I think it was one season McDermott had like complete control of the draft, and he picked, you know, all their best players that they've had in several years. And then if you look at all the other years where Beane was in charge of the draft, it was just botched left and right. They didn't pick anyone good. Yeah. They worry about that too. And then on top of it, Pagula, the owner, throwing McDermott under the bus for the Keon Coleman pick, but then, you know, kind of backtracking on it, and they're kind of all over the place, like pointing fingers at each other. And it's like Keon Coleman's still a young guy on your team too, so it's like you're just like making this mess that you don't even have to make. It just reeks of incompetence. Yeah,
and Reese is now over in Cleveland. Look, I'm trying to make the best of this Atlanta Falcons situation. I really am. But I'm also trying to be unbiased and trying not to do what I've done. Not to suggest I've been doing something wrong, but one of my things I'm trying to affect me less this year is just buying into the player so much that we ignore the situation, like Genty last year. I mean, this is, you're just taking Stefanski and Reese over in Cleveland, transposing it over to Atlanta. Now, granted, there's better weapons, so that's our hope, right? Our hope is that you give him Penix Jr., you give him, and hopefully Penix Jr. is healthier quicker than we think. You give him, London and Bijan and a Pitts and a pretty solid team. And maybe Stefanski, the best of Stefanski comes out. Maybe the best of Reese and Stefanski together comes out. But you're basically duplicating all of what we saw in Cleveland until they prove otherwise. Like, you can't just assume that they're going to use the running back any different in Atlanta than both these guys did in Cleveland, where they didn't throw to the running back near enough. Now, you got to think they understand they're working with a different level of talent, but it just concerns the hell out of me. Like, if we had gotten somebody else with Stefanski, and Stefanski allowed free reign to this offensive coordinator, I'd feel so different. I'd be like, maybe Stefanski can coach the dudes and be like a Campbell, be like a McDonald in a way. I just don't know.
Well, yeah, isn't that the thing too? Like, okay, so Reese comes in and it's like, all right, well, so that doesn't, at least that means Stefanski might not feel like he has to call plays, but then it's still the same guy he had in Cleveland. So it's like, we don't know how much better it will be or can be until we actually see it.
So once, I forget what week it was that the play calling duties were stripped from Stefanski, or he relinquished them, and Reese called plays, or however the pecking order happened. Judkins fell apart at the end of that.
Yeah. The passing game got better and Judkins fell apart. Yeah.
So
I think the passing game just got better because Shador went in and he's a better thrower of the football. So I don't even know.
I don't know what to say here. I wish I could just, I'm not writing Bijan off. I'm not writing London off. I've made this abundantly clear that I'm just treading lightly. Like Achane and Bijan and London, like, these are three guys I love so much, but there are a lot of red flags right now for all three of them. Achane having one of the worst, I think, coaching hires that you could have went after, probably worse than Stefanski. To bring Hafley in as your head coach, the only saving grace there is your OC. Did they hire an OC the last hour and a half as I've been working on these problems? Who's the OC in Miami? Have they made a move since I've been dealing with all these technical damn problems?
I don't think so.
The offensive coordinator is going to matter a ton. If it was like Cliff Kingsbury, then all of a sudden I'm back not worrying a single bit about Achane. But Hafley unraveled that Green Bay defense. Hafley's job unraveled in that playoff game. The Bears had no business winning that game, even if the Bears did well, played hard, good play calling. Ben Johnson was in his bag. I mean, there was like a 5% chance twice. It went up to 20, and then it went back down to like 7-9%, something like that. Twice it was under a 10% chance, different times during the last 6 minutes, that the Bears were not going to win this game. And this is the guy you bring in. This is your head coach who just botched a playoff run. Like, what are you doing? Miami Dolphins are lost, man. And you take away Tua, who, once you did take away Tua in the end of the 2025 season, they just didn't throw the ball to him the same. He was just not used the same. I'm not saying I'm running away from Achane either, but I hope I'm getting a discount. I hope that ADP reflects the scared, vibes that are going on right now, and I think it might. But Achane, who deserves to be 3 or 4 overall, probably is too risky for that right now. So I hope that the ADP accounts for that. Bijan, I'm not straying away from Bijan. I just don't know that I would go all in every league when it comes to, okay, now I can get Puka, now I can get Gibbs, now I can diversify. I'll draft Bijan, no doubt about it. But if this was a different situation, if let's say Mike McDaniel was in Atlanta as the head coach, I would probably oversaturate on Bijan Robinson ownership. I can't do that right now. I don't know where I'm going to land on it in a couple weeks. I always reserve the right to change my mind, but damn it, man. Achane, London, and Bijan are in bad spots right now.
How would you feel if Bobby Slowick ended up in Miami? Because I think that's the latest guy they.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that because Slowick was really good 1 year. He was the reason that Stroud had such a good year, and we were in love with that situation at first. But I know he kind of crumbled. That he was a scapegoat, if you will. But at least there's some opportunity to see some, I think, some high volume. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at it. It'd be better than like nothing. I'd rather it be Kingsbury or, like Munkin's probably going to be Harbaugh's, I'd imagine. Harbaugh's OC.
Yeah. Slowick interviewed in Philly too, I believe.
Shieldhouse, I don't know what that looks like yet. I think Kubiak and Shieldhouse are just going to wait a little bit. I don't think we're getting anything from that. So some of these teams that are acting too quickly, like the Falcons just jumping on Stefanski and Reese, like this makes no sense, man.
Way too quick.
Slowick's going to be a mix of good and bad reactions because everyone's going to blame Bobby Slowick for what unfolded in Houston before he got canned, but they forget the good year he had. Just like when people talk about Petzing in Detroit, they'll reference how bad things were for a while, but once Petzing got weapons, man, it was good. Like McBride and Wilson and Brissett, name three better trio in the league. Yeah. You can't. You can't. McBride, Michael Wilson Jr., and Brissett were the best trio in football. I'm not saying I'm 100% on Petzing. I just think that was the least of our problems. At least Gibbs got somebody that I think can move the football down the field, and Manny's a weapon. So I highly doubt Petzing's not dialing up all kinds of stuff for him. This is a problem. Stefanski, Reese, Minter. If it's Kingsbury, then that's looking good. Kingsbury and Lamar will be fantastic. We're hoping that the Raiders are just waiting out the Kubiak sweepstakes. Dable, hopefully to Buffalo. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, you have to assume Dabo and Kingsbury have a very good chance of getting one of these OC jobs, unless they decide, I don't want that OC job, and just wait till next year, because I guess that's a possibility. But I mean, Kubiak to the Raiders feels, more and more like it could happen, just because you're not hearing a lot from the Raiders right now. And at the same time, you're not hearing much from Kubiak, I get, because he's still coaching. But it seems like the Raiders know what they want to do this year. So I think they have a plan in place.
Yeah, man. It'll be interesting. What else is on your mind?
Just the other news a little earlier, just about I think the quote was, the Dolphins will almost assuredly release Tyreek Hill. Do you see him going back to Kansas City now with Bieniemy and them trying to do the whole retread thing, or what do you think his landing spot will be? I mean, I know he's come back from a gruesome injury, obviously, too. But
yeah, I think I have that Tyreek Hill thing somewhere. No, that's not it. I had it clipped somewhere, but everything's jacked up on the screen today. I don't know what's going to happen with Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill's probably cooked. Where does he go? He'll certainly be released. He'll certainly be cut. But where does he go? I don't know. If he didn't end up in KC, it's hard to say. I don't think we're ever going to get anything consistent out of Tyreek Hill ever again. I think
he had already lost the step. As much as people didn't want to admit it, he wasn't the Tyreek Hill of old.
I mean, if he goes to KC, he'll go and just wither away. I don't think. I don't think this guy ever delivers. I think the ups and downs of Diggs is what we'd see for Tyreek Hill. Like, Diggs has had some good games, but when he was like really shaky, like when Diggs has a good game and then a very bad couple of games, that's what you're going to get out of Hill. You might get a couple of good games, but when to play him, it's going to be like best ball is your only shot.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I know the popular thing is Chiefs and then Chargers if Mike McDaniel's there, but like, I don't really want him on either of those teams for fantasy purposes. Like, you know, I'd rather them, especially in Kansas City, try to fix it with younger talent and build something there.
Yeah.
Rather than just go retreads. But the Bieniemy hire makes me wonder, you know, I don't know.
Now, if let's say Mike McDaniel does end up, I don't want to say backing out because it's not done yet. So if we were to remove that for now, I know a couple people were questioning the check mark. If McDaniel, we'll just pull McDaniel off for now. If McDaniel does end up not going to the Chargers, which is not necessarily a done deal yet, this report here explains this would be amazing for the Bills. The Bills to interview Mike McDaniel for head coach on Friday. If this ends up becoming Josh Allen's fate, then to the moon. And James Cook, where does he go?
I was just like, going to say that, yeah.
I don't know.
That's amazing for him.
I don't know,
the way he can use him, too.
Davis is as well. We have to watch that, but as a cuff, because if he got in there, it would be crazy. But I would say if McDaniel was in Buffalo, and honestly, I mean, if you're giving Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, and let's say the Bills decide to move forward with McDaniel, and this ends up being one of those crazy, like, not as close to Kingsbury, you know, accepting a job then backing out because McDaniel it's not a done deal. But man, that would be crazy turn of events. Hampton, we still love. We'll see what happens with Hampton's, you know, who he would have as an OC. But James Cook would go to the mother freaking moon. I don't know where I would rank James Cook if McDaniel is the offensive coordinator. The head coach. I'd probably say, let me put this back on the screen. If McDaniel is the head coach, and honestly, like, what would McDaniel say if you were offering offensive coordinator to him as well? Like, let's say they didn't hire him, but they're like, we'll hire you right now as offensive coordinator. Do you think he takes the Chargers OC job over the Bills mess? Or do you think he looks at that and says, because, I mean, you're telling me it's not a mess anymore if he's the head coach of it, I guess. Like, that's the way you look at it, because he can try and fix more of it, I guess. But you also have Brandon Beane in charge. Like, who knows how much control Mike's going to have. So I don't know
Is he allowed to do that?
Priorities are.
Is there a stipulation? Can he take an OC job, or does it have to be a head coach if he backs out? Do we know?
Yeah, I don't know if I guess it'd depend on the contract or whatever, but
I think he'd probably stay with the Chargers.
I mean, hypothetically, I'm even asking, like, what offensive coordinator jobs do you want more? Probably the Chargers, I imagine, because I feel like he feels like he could succeed better there. But they'd have to solve their head coaching job situation first, then bring Mike. They're not going to hire the OC and then bring in the head coach. But I don't know. I'm just hypothetically speaking, like, what is equivalent to him, you know? But head coach of the Buffalo Bills is not a job that I walk away from. I get Josh Allen. I get James Cook.
Oh, no way, yeah.
You got to convince Beane and organization to go get a wide receiver like Mike Evans in free agency. If you get Mike Evans and you have James Cook, Josh Allen, and Mike McDaniel as your head coach and play caller, Buffalo Bills could win the Super Bowl immediately.
Yeah.
And then
much more structure on offense.
All my go get Josh Allen, videos are gonna become, it's a really obvious call, but right now Josh Allen's such a cheap player. You could get Josh Allen in Dynasty a lot cheaper than you should get him. You're drafting him, if you're drafting a best ball, let's say the day after the Super Bowl, you're taking Josh Allen in the 3rd round versus with McDaniel probably end of 2 at least, but he still can earn way better value than that. I'm still drafting him. If I've got to take him at the 2-3 turn every single time with McDaniel in play, I'm doing it. I mean, not drafting him in every league, but I just mean I can't imagine a one versus one scenario that I'm like, oh, I like that play. I just take Josh Allen as my 3.1, 3.2.
Yeah, someone in the chat before the show started was asking, is Josh Allen the best fantasy quarterback ever? And we were kicking around different names and stuff, but the past 6 years he's been quarterback 1 or 2. Like
he's definitely one of them. He's definitely on his way to being the best ever, for sure. I mean, I have to look at like Kurt Warner's, years and all that, but definitely Mike Vick and Josh Allen.
Yeah, Vick.
They're all
Drew
up there.
Brees, someone said, but yeah, they're in that range.
Mafia Mike. I think that would be what we call him for sure. I like that.
That'd be perfect.
Mafia Mike.
That's perfect. He's better than that.
He goes from beachwear, casual beachwear, to
the suit,
to like the suit, the top hat, the
cigar.
We'll definitely have to wear this one when we're talking about Miami, aka Malibu, aka Mafia Mike. Mafia Mike, please report to the main stage. Mafia Mike. Now, what do we want, though? Do we want McDaniel with Hampton? Do we want McDaniel with Josh Allen and James Cook and TBA wide receiver? I don't know.
I mean, if the safest route is just to leave him where he is and hope like Dayball gets put in there, or
agreed,
or Webb or something.
Also, James Cook. Man, it's an attractive running back skill set.
It is, though.
For Mike McDaniel. Oh, man. But I almost think that Cook will be okay no matter what, and I believe Hampton will, but Hampton needs McDaniel a little more than Cook needs.
And Herbert more than Allen needs it.
Yeah, Herbert needs it.
You need to gotta unlock him, let him throw.
This will be interesting for sure. Any other phone callers want to dial in about Mafia Mike or Rivers? What did I hear? A couple people call Phillip Rivers. It was the Buffalo Phils. The Buffalo Phils.
Yeah, so someone was saying if God forbid, Josh Allen, gets abducted by aliens, Phil Rivers becomes the first player coach in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine him out there. We don't have a backup quarterback. I'll be back up. I'll back up today.
No, he's rolled right out.
It was fun to watch him, though. It was really fun.
Oh,
I had fun watching. He's such a good dude, too. Like, it's so fun to root for him. Man, he looked like he put his Pop Warner suit uniform on. He barely fit in it. His head looks like 10 times bigger than it used to look.
Yeah,
like everything.
Men's league football,
Yeah,
like over 40.
Like he's like, hey, we only got a small. Do you mind squeezing into this one? It's almost like they sized it wrong. Like none of it looked good. His elbow motion wasn't even half of what it was. His throwing motion, it was like a old man golf swing, where you back in the day you're swinging all the way through, and then when you get older you do a little half swing. It's like he's
half shot, but
I mean, his form looked awful, but it was fun to watch, and I wish Rivers the best, and I'm not trying to rip on him, but he doesn't have any business being a head coach of the Buffalo Bills right now. I'd love to see him get
crazy job. Yeah.
I'd love to see him get inducted into the family, become a part of the mafia, and then they raise him up
Yeah, quarterbacks coach, even something like that.
Yeah, I could get behind that. I could totally get behind that.
That would be wild.
So get him in the door. Let's tap his mind. He's definitely an amazing, mind of football. This isn't like other experiments before. Like what was his face? The Jeff Saturday, the Colts.
Yeah.
This is all confusing. This is all confusing me. Like, I don't know if this is me losing my mind as I'm getting older, but like I'm starting to not know what I'm talking about because it's like Rivers, Colts, Bills, Saturday. Like, I don't even know. Like, I keep wanting to reference the Colts when I'm talking about the Bills. Like, I'm all confused. Like, I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, Saturday was Colts, but when Saturday, and it was exciting at the time too. Like, we got excited about it for a minute. We're like, Jeff Saturday seems like a really, really like he reminded me of like a Campbell, maybe motivator in chief. Like it could have maybe worked. We were excited about it. It was just a disaster. But he didn't know ball near what Phillip Rivers does. So if Rivers did do this, there'd be a higher likelihood that it could succeed over the Saturday thing. But
plus he has Josh Allen as his quarterback.
Yeah, but let's do it the right way. Let's bring him in. Let's raise him up. Maybe in 2 or 3 seasons, he proves that he can run a team, and then you get him into a position where he could maybe be a head coach. But throwing him into this right now would just be like throwing a person with a whole lot of talent into a game that they didn't learn how to play yet. And it's like you judge it all you want. It's going to fail, and then you'll never know if it could have worked. Maybe it could work, but it's not going to work coming from high school. Like, they do the intros and they're like, you say what school they're from.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, local high school.
Think of that. He went from coaching high school, playing in the NFL, and then if he got hired to coaching in the NFL in like 6 months. It's so absurd.
Yeah, we'll see. Not to jump out of here too early, guys, but I have a lot of tech issues I got to work out by midnight. So, Travis, anything else you want to say? I want to come in here and just do this, and then we'll be out of here. Be the shortest show we've had in a long time. It's a 40-minute show. I don't think we've been under 55 minutes to an hour and a half in a long time, but apologize for being late. I'll see you all later. Thanks, Travis. Calling tonight at midnight.
Yep, later. Bye.
Later. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the short show today. See you all at midnight Eastern. I should have everything fixed by then. Even the mic volume should be loud and locked in. It was even low again when we started this show. But again, it's just settings and different upgrades that I'm dealing with. Appreciate everybody being here. See you all at midnight Eastern. Deuce.